All right, this is our lesson on graphing inequalities, and this will wrap up what we're doing with inequalities this year. So in order to graph an inequality, we actually graph it just as though that inequality didn't exist. So we're going to graph it as though it was y equals negative 2x. So we need to first plot those points. So I'm going to make an xy chart, get an idea of this. I'll pick a negative and 0 and then a positive. So plugging in -1 in, I get 2. Plugging in 0 in, I get 0. And plugging in 1 in, I get -2. Could also graph this as I know my y-intercept is 0, and then my slope is down 2 over 1. So that would give you the same equation or picture that we're trying to graph. Now, since you are greater than, taking you back a couple years ago, you actually do a dashed line because you want to just be greater than this line. You do not want to count that line. It's almost like doing our open circle versus our closed circles. So these are open circles and these are dashed lines. We don't want to include them. And then your step 2 is to test a point not on the boundary line. Usually 0, 0 is an easy one, but since our line goes right through 0, 0, we need a different point. 1, 1 would be another really easy point to pick. You just have to pick a point on either side. I'm going to pick 1, 1, and we plug it in and see if it's true. So is 1 greater than -2 times 1? So is 1 greater than -2? And yep, it is. So then we shade on this side. Pretty easy. Just graph our equation, pick a test point, and then shade. So we'll do 2 more. Graph each of the following. So first we're going to solve for y so we can figure out what our slope and y-intercept are. So I'm going to move my 5x over. And when I divide by this -2, I need to remember to flip the sign. So it'll be -4 divided by -2, and it'll be -5 divided by -2. So these will click out, and I actually end up with 2. These will click out, and this would be 5/2 x. So my y-intercept is at 2, and my slope is up 5 over 2. Whoa, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 over 2, right about there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 over 2, right about there. This time we're a solid line because we are greater than or equal to, so I can connect those. And then we still need a test point. And so I'm going to pick 0, 0 because that's always nice and easy. So is 0 greater than or equal to 2 plus 5/2 times 0? Remember, you're putting you're putting the x and the y in, so you can figure that out. So 0 is greater than or equal to, oops, you can't see me. And then 2, and then 5/2 times 0 is 0. So is 0 greater than 2? Nope, it is not. So I need to shade on the other side. I can't shade on the side that includes 0, 0 because 0, 0 didn't work. So when you do your test point, if it works, shade on the side with the point, and if it doesn't, shade away. Last one, we'll move the x over and then divide by 4. So this will be -3 and then 1/4 x. So -3 on my y is right there, and then we're supposed to go down 1 over 4. And then I'll back it up this way. We are a dotted line because we are just greater than. And now we do our test point. I'm going to plug in 0, 0. And so is 0 greater than -3? Yep, it is. So I'm going to shade this way. And that, my friends, is graphing inequalities in a nutshell.